Hi friends, welcome to our YouTube channel A to Z for banking aspirants. Through this channel, we try to give all banking aspirants a better know-how on various terms and concepts related to banking. Today, the topic of discussion is Reserve Bank of India. We know Reserve Bank of India is the most apex bank of India. It is established in the year 1935 on April 1st. Based on which act RBI is being established? It's a question that comes up in most of the competitive exams, and it is as per RBI Act 1934. What's the headquarters of RBI? The headquarters of RBI is in Mumbai. The headquarters was shifted to Mumbai in 1937. Prior to that, the headquarters was in Kolkata. First, RBI took its existence as a private entity. Later, with nationalization that happened in 1949, it became fully owned by Government of India. Regarding the governance structure of RBI, it consists of the Central Board of Directors who supervises the functions. It consists of official directors as well as non-official directors. So the Central Board of Directors comprises of two types. They are official directors as well as non-official directors. What is the difference between the two? What is the difference between official directors and non-official directors? Official directors are those who are on full-time basis. That is, governor as well as not more than 4 deputy governors will be there, who will be full-time members and will be termed as official directors. And non-official directors, there will be 10 directors from various fields or various departments. There will be 2 government officials and there will be 4 directors each from one of the local boards of RBI. So we have one category as official directors who are full-time members, and that includes governor as well as a maximum of 4 deputy governors. At the time, like currently, how many deputy governors are there? There are 3 deputy governors now. And non-official directors, there will be 10 directors from various fields. Then again, there will be 2 government officials, and there will be other category 4 directors, 1 each from the 4 local boards. We are saying 4 members from the local board. So we should know what a local board is. Local board, that is for RBI, for as per the governance structure, there is a local board for each of the 4 different regions of the country, namely North, South, East and West. There will be 4 different local boards, and each local board will be having 5 members. Each local board will be having, there will be 4 local boards, and each local board will be having 5 members. The local boards are stationed at Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai and New Delhi. Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai and New Delhi. And the members of this local board is appointed by whom? They are appointed by central government, and they are appointed for a period of 4 years. Here, let me add it for you. The governors and the deputy governors, all those people, they will be approved or they will be nominated by the government itself, and that too for a period of 4 years. Who is the current RBI governor? That is a question which you can see in many places. Shaktikanta Das is the current governor of RBI. And currently, as I already said, there are 3 deputy governors in seat. They are BP Kanungo, Mahesh Kumar Jain and MD Patra. Who are they? BP Kanungo, Mahesh Kumar Jain and MD Patra. And regarding the function, the major functions, one of the major functions of RBI is its supervisory function. That is, it supervises some other institutions in short. We have to see under how, or under what guidance RBI is supervising the other organizations under its control. Under the guidance of Board of Financial Supervision. Board for Financial Supervision was constituted in the year 1994 in the month of November. In the month of November 1994, the Board for Financial Supervision was constituted. And the Board for Financial Supervision, it meets once in a month. What frequency they meet? They meet once in a month. As per RBI, Board for Financial Supervision Regulation Act, this board was formed. And how the members are selected to this board? It is formed by co-opting from 4 directors from the central board. Already we have discussed there is a central governance board which consists of official directors, non-official directors and so on. And from that board of central board, 4 directors will be chosen. Okay, the next part is there are so many acts which are administered by RBI. There are many acts which are controlled or administered by RBI. And you can see that in most question papers or exams, what you see is that mostly it will be asked related to what year so and so act came into existence and so on, and who administers this act, who controls this one, that one. So we'll see it. RBI Act 1934. When did RBI Act came into existence? 1934. Government Securities Act 2006. Banking Regulation Act 1949. This is an act which is very widely discussed and very widely questions are coming up from this act, and there are different sections of this act, and this will be discussing in the coming videos. Yeah. So BR Act is an act which came into existence in BR Act or Banking Regulation Act that came into existence in the year 1949. FEMA Act, Foreign Exchange Management Act, that came in existence in 1999. We know there are many payment and settlement systems existing, and there is an act which governs that. Payment and Settlement Systems Act 2007. Then we have the SURFACIA Act related to recovery aspects, that is 2002. SURFACIA Act came in the year 2002, that is Securitization and Reconstruction of Financial Assets and Enforcement of Security Interest Act 2002. These acts also, don't worry, every act will be discussing in detail in coming videos. We will be discussing one by one and what all sections are important, in which acts, which all sections are important, and we will be covering those details as well. Then we have the Credit Information Companies Regulation Act, which came up in the year 2005. So let us sum up once more. RBI Act, which came into existence in 1934, and you should remember it is based on this act that RBI came into existence on 1st April 1935. Sorry. And then we have Government Securities Act 2006, BR Act 1949, FEMA Act 1999, Payment and Settlement Systems Act 2007, SURFACIA Act 2002, and Credit Information Companies Act 2005. In addition to this, there are many other relevant acts considered when you consider RBI. The other relevant acts includes NI Act. NI Act is Negotiable Instrument Act. It came in the year 1881. Negotiable Instruments Act, that is 1881. We have the Bankers Book Evidence Act. Bankers Book Evidence Act. It came into existence in the year 1891. 1891. So it is easy to remember. 1881 you have the NI Act. Just 10 years after 1891 you have the Bankers Book Evidence Act. And then you have the SBI Act in 1955. SBI Act in 1955, and just 1 year ahead, 1956, you have the Companies Act. And in the same year, you have one more act to remember, that is Securities and Contracts Registration Act. Securities and Contracts Registration Act. So you have two acts in the year 1956, that is Companies Act and Securities and Contracts Registration Act in the year 1956. Then again you have DICGC Act 1969. 1969. What is DICGC? Deposit Insurance and Credit Guarantee Corporation of India. That act is in 1969. Let me tell you once more, don't worry about those things which are not are told in detail. In the coming classes, we'll be covering one and all. Even DICGC and this Companies Act, all those things will be covering one by one in the coming sections. Based on the priority and importance in which they are seen in question papers, we will be discussing that. RRB Act, Regional Rural Banks Act, we have 1972 and 1980. Regional Rural Banks Act 1972 and 1980. NABARD Act, National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, 1981. National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, 1981. National Housing Bank Act, 1987. National Housing Bank Act, 1987. Then you have Recovery of Debts to Banks and Financial Institutions Act, 1993. We have Indian Coinage Act in the year 2011, related with issue of currencies and currencies. Yeah. So the various the main important acts which are other relevant acts related to RBI is NI Act in 1881, Bankers Book Evidence Act 1891. So 1881, just 10 years ahead, 1891 you have the Bankers Book Evidence Act. You have the SBI Act in 1955. Just next to that, two acts you have in the 1956, that is Companies Act, and as well as you have Securities and Contracts Registration Act. Then an important act is coming up in 1969, that is DICGC Act, that is Deposit Insurance and Credit Guarantee Corporation Act. Then you have almost 3 years ahead, you have 1972, you have the RRBs Act and NABARD Act coming in 1981, and it is based on this act that NABARD came into existence in the year 1984. And then you have the National Housing Bank Act in the year 1987. Also, you have Recovery of Debts to Banks and Financial Institutions Act coming in 1993 and Indian Coinage Act coming in the year 2011. And dear friends, stay tuned, and in the next section we will be updating on functions of RBI and all those relevant acts and all other whatever terms we have discussed, that is in short, but that is required for your banking exams, will be discussed in detail in the coming sections. And the next immediate section coming up in short will be the functions of RBI. And if you find this information valuable, please find time to share with your friends. Thank you.